and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
It's St. Louis.
Welcome to the A-Train Show. And now here's your host, the A-Train, Arlington Lane.
Yeah, true chatter. Yeah, I think it's time for more true chatter. Born every day, 100 new fake rappers. We got too many power.
Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show. The A-Train, Arlington Lane. We're back at it again. Oh my goodness, it's been way too long. Been way too long, and glad to be back here on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter right now. Are live. You can join the ride. You can join the conversation. I'm trying to see where all my links are at. I can't find none of my links today. Everything is just scattered. So yeah, back again, even if it's for a little while. When we're here, there it is. Finally, we jumped in. Nose been acting up just in the last few days. Oh, goodness gracious, you gotta forgive me. Yep, here we are. You know how you got that long nose hair and just sitting there and just be like this, and it just. It's just how I feel right now. Just like, hey, man, like, just chill for a second, man. Like, I'm trying to do a show and whatnot, and it ain't working out the way that I hoped. All right. This is the A-Train Show featuring Robert Bailey Jr. Robert Bailey Jr. is on assignment. He's trying to get in. No, I ain't going to do that to him like that. He's on assignment. Because he's been working hard these last couple of weeks and stuff. We haven't really had any chances, and so have I. I've been working. But now I got an opportunity to come on and do the show today. It's WWE NBA weekend that was. That's what's supposed to be the title, but I didn't think of that far ahead until now. But one thing we're gonna actually try and do today is the comments do pop up. It's gonna show up right there. So we're gonna see how that plays out as we continue on with the A-Train Show in the future. So if you got any decent comment, then hopefully I don't get out of control. But folks are gonna see what you're gonna say. I mean, we've been doing it before, but now they're just gonna pop up at random. They're trying to be like Twitch. And I can't think of what I know. Instagram and TikTok, they all do it. But you see your comments live or whatnot. You can be looking at it, see what they had to say and whatever. But yeah, let's see. I want to talk a bit about the NBA and what I've seen over the last couple of days. I want to even, if I have to go back even further towards like, I don't know, the beginning of the conference finals. I've been seeing one thing with the Indiana Pacers, and I've seen another thing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Both of them hold 3-1 series leads right now as we are going into I'm sorry. Did I say that right first? No. Just now game 4. So right now, the Knicks hold a 2. Come on, Arlington, get ready. Hey, sis, hold a 2-1 series lead as we going into game 4 of the conference finals, and it's Oklahoma City that's at 3-1 right now. So yeah, as we sitting back, I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed in the Oklahoma City the Minnesota Timberwolves right now. Very disappointed that this group that was I was hoping they was going to get their revenge to get to the NBA Finals for the first time in their team's history, in their franchise's history, and they don't look anything like at what they were advertised. And a lot of times I've seen some of these games like they shot themselves out of games. Like you're playing like you are the Golden State Warriors or the Boston Celtics. And as you can see, both of those squads are no longer in the playoffs. Granted, for different reasons, star players went in, but my point is they're still not where you are now. And I've just seen a lot of bad basketball with them, in Oklahoma City is exploiting that. This bad basketball that they continue to play, where a lot of times they're doing a lot of dishing and driving, or drive and dish, I should say. Get to the lane, go ahead, take it up to the cup. I'm seeing Mike Conley, who's been in the game a long time. And it's like 2 points are not as good as 3 points. I get 3 points and folks can shoot the three like it's done like ever before. But my thing is, if a 2-point basket is there, it's just as good. Just get back on defense, get another stop. See if you can do the same trick again. You never know how quickly that can add up. And it just seems like teams these days just don't play that type of basketball no more. Like, I'm going to go to the lane, but I see somebody in the corner sitting for a three. I'm going to give it to him when I got an open lane. I just don't understand that no more. I understand that the league has changed, the dynamics have changed, but it's like, man, 2 points is 2 points. Go for the 2 points. Are you that scared that you cannot get a 2-point basket, or that a 2-point basket will not work for you as you are bringing back the lead? Or you're trying to, especially if you're down, you're trying to reduce a lead. And so I'm like, come on. I don't get it. I really do not get that. It is just, that drives me insane. No, I don't understand it. Like, somebody help me. Why is it that these teams these days, they just disregard the 2-point basket, and instead they want to go for a three? I don't understand that. When 2-point baskets are just as effective, they're just as effective as, if not better, to get a 3-point shot. Like, come on, man. If it's there, take it. Take it. I will never understand it whatsoever. I just will not get it. Like, y'all gonna have to help me with this one. Like, seriously. I don't know anymore. I'm losing hope here. I'm losing hope. But yeah, that's where we are right now as we're going into tonight's action with Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight with the Pacers and the Knicks. And I'm telling you, even though the Knicks won Game 3, granted via comeback, so it just lets you know that no lead is ever safe in the playoffs. And where we at right now, just seeming that if the Knicks win, okay, we got a series. But if Indiana wins tonight, Pacers Thunder for the NBA Finals. And I know a lot of people are not looking forward to that type of matchup, because the Knicks and Timberwolves just seem so much better on paper than you would with the Pacers and the Thunder. But the problem is the Pacers and Thunders have complete teams. They have complete squads. And whether you are not a fan of Tyrese Halliburton or whatever, that's neither here nor there. And as much as I've not been a fan of Reggie Miller throughout this series, or playoffs, hell, we go further back, ever since he joined the NBA on TNT. My point is that he had one thing that he said about the New York Knicks, then I will actually give him some credit for, is he said that the Knicks, when they are on the road, they play much better. Even when they are down in the series, if they're up in the series or down in the series, they are tough to beat when they on the road. Just seems to be that way. But my thing is, Tom Thibodeau looks for so much out of his group that it wears them down so bad that they can't get anywhere. If the series does get to 7 games and the Knicks will mess around and get to the finals, I will give Tom Thibodeau his credit. I will shut up about it. But until then, I don't think he's going to see an NBA finals. I don't. He keeps coming up short when he gets there. He did that with the Bulls. Never got back to being in the East Finals again after that 2011 season. And here he is now with the Knicks getting a shot. And it just seems like he's not going to get there. And I want to see the Knicks get there, especially they fans have been dying for this for a long time. Been the first time in 25 years since they've been back in the East Finals. And they're looking to get into the NBA Finals for the first time since the millennium ended in 1999. So that's that, and that was in a strike year. So yeah, that's where we are right now, and Jesus have mercy. I don't know what to say anymore when it comes to that. Close the window. But yeah, if you got any thoughts on what's going on in the world of the NBA, please, you have the right. You can join this ride. You can always join the conversation. You got something that you want to say about it. So I just kind of wanted to hop on and touch on some things while we're here. Definitely want to talk about some wrestling in a bit. Hopefully, we hear from the good Reverend Doctor even while he's on assignment, because he said he wanted to pop in and he wanted to say some things about what he's seen over the last couple of weeks. And I definitely, when we get into it on this show, I want to touch on probably one of the best entertaining wrestlers in the game today. And one, Ron the Truth Killings, aka R-Truth. Like, when I say R-Truth is the man, and you got to give this man his flowers, yo, because he is one of a kind. The dude's a real deal. Yeah, it's just like that. And I'm seeing more history being made. As much as we were sitting back complaining, I know I was complaining about what haven't been seen on WWE telecast, whether it's NXT and SmackDown, Raw. Now they got this thing with AAA worldwide, so you're gonna see more Lucha Libre stuff. Just saying, man, it looks a lot different. I know a lot of people I've seen comments like wrestling not the same anymore, and want to give a personal shout out to Jim Ross. Jim Ross is fighting cancer, and so I think I read something through Cage Side Seats that he was the soundtrack of my wrestling life. Watching wrestling, he was the definite soundtrack. And I've heard several people do their imitations of Jim Ross, and it's impeccable. It's very impeccable, and like, I'm a huge fan of it. Let me see if I can get this into this other group too. I can't leave out my friends over at GSPN Wrestling. How y'all doing today? Hopefully, we are jumping in on this WWE. Well, with WWE NBA weekend that just passed, especially with Saturday night's main event. I think one of the things that I wanted to touch on was Saturday night's main event. I get it; it's just 2 hours. I get you weren't gonna get the matches in full form. I'm just upset that how they did R-Truth. R-Truth only got 4 minutes. I don't know if that was a decision that Triple H decided with this, because he's over the head of content. He produced this, him and Lee. You see his name, Lee Ettering on the timeline. When the shows are over, you see his name in the credits before they close out. And one of the things I was like, man, I would have loved to see a little bit more for R-Truth. They would gave him 10 minutes, but it wasn't a championship match. All right, so cool. They gave more time to not the street fight, but the cage match, and then they gave more time to Jey Uso against Logan Paul. And I think what that showcased, because Cena got himself involved, and then the return of Cody Rhodes kicked in. And so what we wind up getting at Money in the Bank is something totally different than what we ever expected. It's like they did another complete 180 swerve on what we wanted to see. And they saying that's what's best for business at this point. Folks want to see at Money in the Bank. They want to see John Cena and Logan Paul against Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. I'm sitting back there. What? We for real? We serious? We serious about this? We really, really serious about that? And I'm like, so it sounds like as we got 2 more weeks in, man, I don't even know no more. Maybe. Go ahead and bring him in. There he is. What's going on, sir?
What's happening, man? How you feeling?
I don't know no more, man.
I don't know no more, man. We've been missing for quite some time, Doc.
We have.
It's been a lot happening. It's been a lot happening. Yeah. How you been, man? How you health?
I'm hanging, but my thread by what's been going on lately.
So I'm gonna go and put this precursor out here. I have not watched all of Saturday night. I did not watch Monday night. However, I did see. I got up to the John Cena R-Truth match. So I didn't see the Priest. I didn't see no other match after that.
All right, I know a lot of us want to see the matches in full and whatnot, but also I went highlighted. If I can't catch it, I'm just gonna watch the highlights. I know, I get it, sir.
I can't frustrate my heart like that, sir. And then the boys and T, everybody come and hollering to me, hey man, did you see? I'm like, oh, y'all know me. If I ain't seen it, I can't talk about it. Because that's what the joy is from. Yeah, nah. The joy for me is to be able to see it.
So don't watch the beginning of the show. Don't watch the beginning.
I'm glad I didn't. As you can see, you see where I'm at. You see where I'm at in the office.
I started talking about it. So okay, you had John Cena Archer. So
good. I can walk away from this knowing that I gave my all to understanding.
Okay. All right. So you say you was at R-Truth, John Cena. Okay. So to that effect, I will say this: R-Truth deserve his flowers, like for real,
Oh yeah, he a genius, man.
real. Because a guy in his 50s to be in the shape that he's in, and you see that, you see it, like the entertainment value that he brings. I know a lot of us look at it, it's like it's kind of strange, but I'm like, when you look at the whole body of work, as much as I wanted to see him with a major title around him, he really doesn't need it. Because
Yeah, I agree.
when you get looked at that way, you're the ambassador. That means you have to take on more responsibilities than you normally would have to.
Yeah,
And you're a face of the company at this point. And even though it would be good for him to have the strap, he really don't need the strap, because then he probably gonna want to do some things that he probably don't even want to do.
I agree. I agree.
And
I definitely agree, sir.
You don't want to take on that. But when I'm saying the whole body of work, I wanted to see him as a heavyweight champion in WWE, but that's not his that's not his lane.
I be trying to keep up.
I understand. Listen, I'm not going to say nothing. We'll touch on it on another. When you finish that, we'll touch on that on another show.
All right. We'll catch that Thursday.
Yeah. So my thing is, okay, your NBA weekend. Kind of, yeah. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
I have a question.
I might have an answer. I might.
Are these teams that good to have certain games where they're blowing people out, then certain games where they're close? I'm confused, because one night we get a complete blowout. Then the next night we get a close game. So I'm trying to figure out.
Last time I seen you.
Oh no! I need to pause that. It caught me at my basketball peripheral vision. All I saw was John Cena creep up. I said, "Oh yeah, I gotta pause that. That's gonna be a pause." Because I see him and Jay having this conversation. I gotta pause that, homie, because I need to know what that conversation is about.
You got to find the deeper part.
I gotta figure out what that conversation is about. Because he's setting up something. Don't do it, John. Don't do it. He's trying to ruin wrestling. He's trying to ruin wrestling, dog.
At the truth said that I got to beat some sense to him, and it didn't work out. You saw that part. It didn't work out.
Man. I'm confused.
I'm gonna step away from the NBA thing, because I'm already heated with Minnesota, because Minnesota's I respect so much better, and they're not doing no better for real. And
I agree.
The Knicks are the Knicks. They're gonna be there where they are, even though they still right now they're in a good spot till tonight. We'll see what happens tonight.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't call this one. I can't call this one at all. Everything to me is like up and down. And it's not like Indy is like blowing them out or going off. It's not like what's the name? OKC is blowing them out and they going out. Like this is so confusing to me. But with these close losses, it makes so much sense to the fact that we're giving them too much life. We're giving them way too much life, man. And what I thought would turn out to be good series, it just haven't been. So I literally expect OKC and Indiana to be in the finals, which is probably going to be a pretty decent matchup. It's gonna be a decent massive matchup. They both play similarly the same. I don't want that, but that's what I assumed was gonna happen.
They don't
I
play
would have
bad
preferred
basketball.
Anthony Edwards. Right. I would
They
have
don't.
preferred Anthony Edwards go against New York, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. 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 I get it. I do get that. All right. All right. We got that out the way. All right. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about Jeff Cobb with Solo and Jacob Fatu? How do you feel with that over?
I you know my boy.
I know your boy. Yeah. You know that your boy's back. Now you know
My
that part.
boy
That
came
part you
back.
know.
And I hate that he's teaming with them though, but I really like the fact that he's doing that. But I think that's why they got Jeff Cobb.
Because they couldn't get
They couldn't
Reed.
get Bronson Reed back. But man, dude, that's massive, man. What kind of fact? Who do you build to beat them? Besides Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and who else? Jacob Fatu?
So you saying so with that implying you saying that Jacob and Solo are going to be apart.
Oh yeah, That's dope. It's over.
That's right.
Solo is becoming more and more jealous, and you can see cracks in it the entire time. So yeah. I don't think that's gonna last long.
Okay. All right. Even though he said I love you Solo, and he went on his little comedy bit said you ain't used that in 6 months.
Yeah. Now Solo's funny, dude. If you pay attention to that dude, funny man. Some of his little what man, it's so funny. But I do feel like they're gonna break up. They're gonna break that union up for the sake of letting Jacob be the answer to a Roman Reigns and CM Punk development against Seth Rollins. I don't see nobody else being able to fit that bill. I don't see nobody else being able to fit that bill. I'm trying to figure out like who else would work in that position against them. That can actually work the system like that.
Well,
Jacob Fatu.
yeah. I got you. So here's
I
my
mean,
thing.
we not getting Brock Lesnar back. You think about it, that we got Brock though. Ooh, Brock, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns.
Ooh, that's yeah. We never getting that back.
Ooh, if we get a Brock Lesnar back, we might be on to something, brother. We
I
might
got a
be
question.
on to something.
Did you see Battleground?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right.
I watched Battleground. We can talk about that because I watched it.
All right.
Yeah, I watched that.
My people over at the Nation, African American Wrestling, I wanted to make sure that they all got a chance to hear this. It's a big group. I mean, it's a big group of people too. It's a big large group. I want them to hear this. I am very pleasantly happy of what transpired in the main event at Battleground.
Yeah. All right.
But we had a feeling this would happen. We just didn't know when.
I said it was gonna happen.
And this goes to show you that, okay, from the major platforms, you can say whatever you want about New Japan, you can say whatever you want about them taking titles in the other brands and fighting on them. For the major brands, and if you want to sit there and say New Japan is a major brand, cool, all right, fine. But what we see on American television, this is historic with WWE and TNA doing what they're able to do. Now, with that being said, since you now open that door, that means that TNA When you go, when them NXT cats go to TNA, you're gonna have to drop the belt on their shows. That's what that means. But Trick is the first one, something that Carmelo Hayes will never say he can do. He does. And Trick can use that if he chooses to. Now that he's TNA World Heavyweight Champion over Joe Hendry. He can now use that if you like. And to see the TNA president sitting in the front row, and he looked up and see that a WWE guy now has his title belt. And literally told him,
what would be the next storyline then?
I'll see you Monday morning. He got to go. He's going to celebrate tonight. Tonight he'll celebrate. But then Thursday night, got to pop on over to TNA. So that means more responsibility is coming your way, brother. And so you'll find.
So do we trade off? Do we trade off?
The opponent that Trick is going to have to go up against is going to be Mike Santana. Because Santana was there as the number one contender for that TNA title belt. So that's his next opponent.
Which he'll try to drop it. Which he'll drop it to him to give it back to TNA.
Maybe. Or remember, sir, there would not be a problem for Trick to stay on TNA. Not be a problem. If he's good, if he's getting over on that side, you might as well keep him over there. What's the point of the main roster if now you have another spot that he can go to, another promotion that he can go over and he can do some stuff in? Yeah, no point. So he can hold that belt and then he can fight off against people. I would say at this point he would have to fight. He had to fight TNA people for the rest of.
That's
time.
What I was about to say. He's gonna have to.
Sean says Trick holding the TNA title instead of shifting to the main roster is actually smart. It's so bloated right now. This gives him so much time to improve. And then once he comes, he chill. Yeah.
Agreed.
See, we got the comments down right where
I see that.
Yeah.
I see
it
that.
says shows WWE have a future with him. Yeah. Yeah. And I think at this point right now with Trick, TNA just seems like the better option for him to be on instead of having him on the main roster, just having him linger. And this is
building him on nothing.
Exactly. He won't be doing anything. Whereas when he's on TNA, he's now going to be a fighting champion on their shows as well. And for Joe Hendry, because remember, Joe Hendry was the first one in the TNA group to open that door.
Hold on. Yes, sir.
He was the first one to open that door. And I'm like, at this rate, it just makes sense. I think right now,
yes, sir.
I think you have a good rivalry with the two.
This is what we got.
And so we step up.
I got all that laid out.
We'll get him back in just a second. He said, "How do I feel about?"
Okay, yeah,
that looks good. The road laid out. I gotta put one more row here, brother. We're gonna be leaking. I gotta seal it all around the edge.
I like it.
Say, how do I feel about Javon potentially taking the title off Oprah? From a size perspective, I'll be like, no, but from a story perspective, a young guy like Javon Evans taking the title off of Oba is actually cool because it's like a bully against it's like you beating up your bully. And because you're beating up your bully and defeating him. All right, we stepped off for a second. So it's like beating up your bully. You're actually defeating your bully. That would actually make it a good story for him if they choose to do that. I have no problem with that. I understand from a size perspective, it looks like that Oba would just beat the sleeves off of Javon Evans. But then again, you also know how WWE likes to take things when you have a bigger guy against a smaller person. And when you have that, it can change the dynamic. Case in point, Rey Mysterio has been a champion against way much bigger guys. So that'll be something. And the only way I would look at that is if they believe Oba is ready for the main roster. If he's not ready for the main roster, then I would not pull that trigger at all. That's how I look at that. So, and and from what I have been told, I saw some of it. I didn't get to see all of it, but Miles Bourne has a Randy Orton type of look when he's in the ring. And I would love for them to, Miles Bourne and Randy Orton, have a match together. Similarly of sorts to what happened with John Cena and R-Truth at Saturday night's main event. Remember, basically, it was just them doing moves on one another, the same moves on one another, which I think that made it entertaining. I just hated that it was just a short amount of time for that entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved it to be in like good 6-7 minutes, double the time of 4 minutes, 8 minutes. You know, you only gave, but the fact that R-Truth did get his shine on primetime television on a network stage, I'm cool with that because they actually gave him some time. I don't think it's particularly over. I would love for R-Truth to continue in Cena's story. But for that, how would you infiltrate him in? Because I think it was just a quick little feud of sorts from what he did at Backlash. I'm like, for real, I don't want that to end. Because if you keep saying that Cena is your hero, you're going to follow your hero, right? So at this rate, I would love for Paul to keep that storyline going. The question is, how will y'all take it? I think at Money in the Bank, he has to show up. It is a slow build, Denzel. That is a fact. It is a slow build. And I'm not saying he needs now they could do one or two things. I just thought about that. He could either continue to go after Cena, or he could join Cena. And I know Cena will not be as accepting, probably. And I know they're using Travis Scott as the rapper of sorts, but you already have a rapper. You have two rappers. You have a rapper that actually can wrestle with R-Truth. I understand Travis Scott was this big celebrity thing and whatnot. You could actually flip this and let R-Truth be the person that does the dirty work for John Cena. As you sitting here saying, he's getting more serious. The more serious he gets, I would not mind seeing a R-Truth heel turn here. I would not be mad about that. At all. At all. I would not be upset with this. Give me an R-Truth heel turn. I want to see what that looks like. Because R-Truth has been a face for a very, very long time. And I think the last time he was a heel, it had to be 2011 when he went against John Cena at Capital Punishment. Because believe me, that whole vibe gave me 2011 Capital Punishment vibes. The problem was Cena was the face, R-Truth was the heel, and in this case, it was R-Truth being the face and Cena being the heel, even though he doesn't like being referred to as heel, but that's what he is at this point. He's a bad guy. He wants everybody to believe he's a truth teller. So that's where we are. And I would not mind seeing that. If R-Truth were to join Cena's bad side. See, but then he messes around and costs him the undisputed WWE championship. It's like he infiltrates his way into being on Cena's side. It's like, I understand. I'm sorry, Cena. I actually want to help you, man. I don't want to hurt you. I will do whatever it takes to keep you with that title. But then he makes that one big screw up, and it costs John Cena the championship. Because if you keep seeing what's going on with Cena, Cena is looking for, even though I think he didn't beat him clean per se, but I think it was if I remember correctly, it was a solo act, and nobody interfered. So that was my thing. But then he tried to interfere in Jey Uso's match with Logan Paul. And I hope the good Reverend Doctor not listening to this. I hope he ain't listening. Because at this rate, what's about to happen at Money in the Bank? And I want to see who is going to be these final people in this Money in the Bank match. Penta, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, so far. Got 2 more left. Got 2 more matches before we get to that. And then we got Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and then Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Nia Jackson. That is going to be a banger. A banger. That is gonna be a bang. I'm really hoping. Come on, man. I'm looking forward to that match. I hate that I'm oh, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All right. Then Lila Valkyria, Becky Lynch, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena, Logan Paul. Let's see what's supposed to happen at Worlds Collide. Okay. Legado del Fantasma versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. Then Chad Gable versus El Hijo del Vikingo. And then we got Ricky Sainz, Ethan Page, and one more competitor. No, Ricky Sainz or Ethan Page versus somebody. Okay, I thought I read that wrong. I'm sorry. All right, so far just 3 matches for Worlds Collide. I know they're gonna pretty much have a big event for this one, and they're gonna broadcast this one on YouTube. Sounds good, man. That's gonna be very, very interesting. They already got the poster out, and it's streaming exclusively on YouTube, which I think that is a good thing to do. Not having to do it on Peacock was actually a smart move, very, very smart move, and I'm hoping that this continues in the future. So yeah, I'm really happy to see that happen, and that we'll get it free. Basically, you'll basically get a PLE on YouTube. So I can't wait to see how that one takes place. I really want to get into more, but the good Reverend Doctor and get a chance to take a look at most of this stuff. So I'm gonna let him do that. If he does drop in, that's fine. But I guess what I'm looking at now with Battleground, where are we headed with most of these people? We got now that Kalani Jordan is no longer, I don't think she can ever fight for that North American title again. What do you do next with her at this point?
Mom.
What do you do next with her? And what is it now for Stephanie Vaquia? I think she has to fight at Worlds Collide too, because they was jumping her during before her match against Jordan Grace, and Booker T cracks me up. Booker T cracks me all the way up. What he does is when she about to do her little move, and then everybody in the crowd now starting to catch on with it too. And so it was kind of wild to see that. That was like a wild moment to see that. And they're going, So he do 10 of them. So it's kind of like how Sheamus, did 10 pounds on the chest. I was like, all right. I'm like, and I think everybody started enjoying, man. It's just wild just to see that. Straight up. I'm really shocked at how that has evolved into something that's now gonna be a part of history, especially wrestling history for forever. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I do want to see what the future holds for Javon Evans, and Sean had posted in the comments how I feel about him taking the title off. You know what? That, and I want to see what this Tony D'Angelo, the D'Angelo family stable, what does that look like now? What does that look like? And everybody will find out on NXT tonight. On the East Coast is at 8 o'clock, 7 in the Central. Fortunately for St. Louis gets it an hour behind, so they get it at 8 o'clock because they wanted to throw the news on at 7 p.m. So, so if you're watching NXT in St. Louis, don't go to social media during that time, because at 7 o'clock, you'll pretty much know what the results are by the time the show begins at 8 p.m. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but that is a part of their CW network in St. Louis. So, all right. So I'm about to get up out of here. I think it's a good time to go ahead and hit the road, and we'll come back again on Thursday. I promise. No chaos then. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show. We'll catch you next time right here on A-Train Show. Catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. See y'all later.